My God, that music's good. Let's bring it down a notch because we're about to bring things in with Infinity Leaks. Von Leekman is here. We changed the time of the episode so Von Leekman could be fresh, and it failed. This man works all the time. There is no time that he's not working. Hey, what's up, everybody? Andrew Wall here, host and executive producer at Illuvium, and we have Infinity Leaks to share with all of you guys today. Over 30 videos in this episode, over 30 images. We've got so many cool things to show you, and of course some bonus leaks from Von Leekman here in a moment. We've got rocks as well, don't you worry. And I want to make sure that you understand that nothing we're discussing in this episode constitutes financial advice. You are responsible for doing your own research, and we are just talking about cool stuff in video games that we are developing here at Illuvium, because that's what we're passionate about. We're not telling you to buy anything. You're smart enough to know that, though. You're a freaking genius if you're tuned in. And speaking of freaking geniuses, we've got the smartest, leakiest guy of all time, co-founder of Illuvium, art director. He's got many titles. He's here in the house. What's up, Grant?
This the leakiest guy.
He's the leakiest guy there is. Look, it's a good thing. It's not an insult at all. Thank you for leaking.
No, it's just hilarious because I was just telling you I might need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, he will need to take a bathroom break later, perhaps while we're showing rocks. When we do rocks later, yes, we're gonna have videos of rocks. There will be infinity rock. Look at all the people looking forward to the rocks here. Perfect. Inside joke. Anybody tuning in for the first time has no idea why we're flipping out about rocks. Let's go ahead, if you're cool with it, Grant, and just get straight into the videos because we've got so many cool videos that you shared with me. You ready to rock?
Yeah, I am. Last week, I guess so we were obviously, the whole team's been preparing for this Overworld beta, and eventually, you know, the game dev comes in waves, right? Like everything comes in waves. So there was leaks, but I didn't feel like it'd be cool to do like, 15, 20-minute video. It just so happened to be like, 2 to 3 times less leaks last week, even though a lot of stuff was happening. Most of the team were working on, so the environment team is like fixing up bugs for Crimson Waste, so you're not getting actual leaks. So
no problem at all. I mean, and it's always good to consolidate them all to respect everybody's time. So let's go ahead and just get into these because they are remarkable. Let's get into the leaks here, my friends. Why is this Illuvial so freaking gross, Grant? Like, what happened? He's a genetic freak.
Geyser is like one of the technical anomalies in the project where when you design the character, you think, fuck, we've got like 185 of these characters to make. Aaron was adamant early on about standardizing all of them. So like they all have 4 legs, they're all humanoid. And I was like, nope, we're doing everything as wild as we can, and this is what takes so long because this character is just one character, but look how complex the rig has to be. You can't reuse
complex.
Yeah, like the Lynxes, you can reuse the same character rig, and once Tin has done the rig for that one character, bang, you duplicate it for the next, reskin it a little bit, you're all good. This guy has custom everything. So when he does his ultimate, he has to inflate. These are all things that need blend shapes. But he is a rare and super powerful character of the game.
Oopsie, I thought I was going to show more of this character. Sorry, we had more to show.
No. To me, he's like Snorlax. Snorlax had a very big...
Yeah, he is like Snorlax. He's lovable. He's definitely grosser than Snorlax.
Yeah.
We can be sure of that. We've got a little pistol shrimp to show everybody, and then we've actually got some audio from this character to show, which it's actually kind of gross and interesting at the same time. So let's show some pistol shrimp first. It's a palate cleanser. Got some stage 1 pistol shrimp here with that signature animation.
Because we're very close now, right, to the Overworld beta going out. Like it's in QA testing. And it's not like it's not bad. It's not where I want it to be. It's not where anyone wants it to be. It's a beta, right? It's not the final thing. But the capturing flow without this stuff, it's still very like high intensity. Like we've tried to make it very, I'm not going to say like slot machine-esque, but like when you hit the jackpot, you know, you want it to feel cool. And so with this extra detail, it's only going to take it to another level. I can't wait to see people stream and see how they feel about it.
I can't wait as well. And this one right here is the stage 2 signature animation for Pistol Shrimp. A little less jumpy, a little bit more powerful and weighty with that animation. Really, really nice.
Yeah, Ricky Tan saying, how close to Overworld? So Overworld is now locked off. No one on the team is working on it. It's going through QA testing, which is quality assurance. So we don't want to release any beta with like a game-breaking, crippling bug that we're just going to need to patch anyway. So QA testing needs 1 to 2 weeks to lock this off. And once they're locked off, I guess we just run through the deployment phase like we have for the other betas. So we're very close.
Indeed. I personally played a beta version of Overworld, and I captured some gameplay, and hopefully we'll be able to release that gameplay soon. And it's starting to look really, really polished. Like, I got to experience firsthand a lot of what you've been showing in these episodes of Illuvium Showcase, and all those little details, the leaves moving when you're interacting with them, the consoles are there in Sanctum Mesa, the wave animations, it's all kind of coming together to just be breathtaking right now. So I can see why we're taking our time, and obviously this build doesn't contain all of the details. But I'm starting, you know, once you actually experience it yourself and you can see all of the components coming together in Overworld, you start to realize why we're showing so many freaking rocks and looking into so many details in these episodes of Illuvium Showcase.
Yeah, I think anyone who's been watching Showcase and following the progression and knows the scope that we're trying to achieve in the game will love the Overworld, because they'll finally have it in their fingers and they'll kind of play it enough and then sit back and go, all right, I trust that they're going to do this. It's not bullshit. They've just got to polish what they need to polish and get the details in that they need to get in. And then from there, it's just a waiting game while we achieve it. It's no longer just, it's never happening. It's, you know, it's not going to, they're not going to deliver. We're going to deliver. It's just, yeah. I'm excited to see how people react, good or bad. Everyone on the team is too.
Yeah.
We're all on our leads meeting last week. We're all excited to just like, you know, we worked really hard to get this out. I'm actually basically on break at the moment because I came very close to burning out, getting the environments ready with the team. And a lot of the team have, you know, worked their absolute asses off. And after this beta goes out, probably deserve a bit of a break. And then we can regroup, gain the feedback from the community, see what's good, see what's bad, and then just work on the next one. But the light at the end of the tunnel is there. You know, you see the full loop and progression. It's very cool.
It is really cool. Let's get into some more leaks. Speaking of which, let's show more of that progression. I believe we have stage 3. No, hold on one moment. I thought we had one more Pistol Shrimp. There it is. Stage 3 Pistol Shrimp signature animation. Beam cannon. It feels like an Iron Man attack or something here. I love how weighty it feels at the end. Like Pistol Shrimp cannot contain the power of his own beam cannon with that signature animation. Feels really cool.
Well, when you got Pokemon cards, they didn't do any cool shit. You kind of just flipped the card over and it was just a cool card. And that was enough 20 years ago. But now we've got to make it, you got to gradually implement all these details so that when you actually capture that character, you've got some moments to remember. Some of these characters are super rare, right? Like, I've been playing the Overworld 5-6 hours, and even though things aren't implemented properly in the sense that there's like that balanced character progression and stuff like that, it's when you see a high-powered character, it does elevate the experience a lot. Yeah, and not capturing it is pretty bullshit. But
yeah, absolutely, and that signature animation is going to make that moment even more impactful. Let's take a look at this next one. Getting back to our thick boy. Listen to the audio on this. Yes. It's so disturbing. Listen, everyone. I'm going to turn down the music. Wow. That's the stage 2 Omega ability right there.
Obviously, this is just the animation, right? The VFX and everything. So.
Yeah, the VFX obviously aren't there. It's the animation, but the audio and just how droopy his eyes are and like the flippers are. It looks like he looks just like a sad genetic mutant freak. I love this Alluvial so much. Oh my gosh. Take a look at this next animation, everybody. Here's the taunt animation.
I can 100%. I can 110% say I will be addicted. Well, I mean, just remember, it's a beta, right? Like, maybe the final game I can say 110%. But right now, you need to like focus on for the people participating in the beta. We need actual really good feedback on how to get to the finish line. Like, what do you like? What don't you like? The auto battler was at a state where it's kind of just there. It is. You know, people were really happy with it, but we spent a lot more time on the auto battler than the Overworld beta. Like, in terms of there's more scope in the Overworld than the auto battler. So we need really, really good feedback from the community on what's working and what's not.
Indeed, and also the experience of going from the Overworld to the arena game. When you do that and you go back and forth, and the connection between those two, I think is going to be the real eye-opening moment. When I experienced that in my beta gameplay today, people are going to want, I think, more connections between our games, even more than we've already planned. I anticipate that. This audio is really freaky sounding and really original sounding, right? Check out this video that shows a little bit of behind the scenes of how it's made.
TiVo fucking going schizo. This is what it takes to make a AAA game.
This is AAA audio right here, guys.
This is so stupid. It's so over the top stupid.
Yes, everybody, you tuned in for this. It's your fault you're watching this. Okay, next animation. Here's the pangolin stage 2 resist animation. Resisting being caught, of course.
Mm-hmm. God, I wish these had been implemented into this beta, but
they will be in the future. I know everything will be in there eventually. We've got so many videos here, guys. So cool. What is this one? I don't know the context on this one, Grant. Can you help me understand?
So this is a abyssal basin plant that Laura has been doing passive effects on. It floats in the water.
The abyssal pumpkin, kind of, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a lily pad that floats along the water. So
look at those beautiful electric tendrils coming off the bottom of the pumpkin and the little particle effects. Just absolutely gorgeous. Gosh.
You know,
all the little details.
Yeah, it's like these don't make a huge impact on the gameplay or anything like that, but this is what AAA is all about. You want to enter a world and not just feel like you're looking at a game. You want to make sure that it feels like the world we're trying to recreate. So,
indeed,
you've got to go to these details. If you
look
at
it's
something
my favorite color.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. I just personally feel like if you're looking at something in a game and you're just not moving the character at all, stuff should always be happening on the screen. It can't just be a dead, flat image that you're staring at.
Totally agree. That just like real life, right? Real life doesn't stand still.
Yeah.
The world needs to be dynamic and constantly moving, just like our real experiences.
Well, the real world doesn't have wacko VFX sequences on all the plants and stuff like that. So ideally, you want it to be more engaging and interactive than the real world.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course. Right, I mean, we don't have real-life particle effects in real life. I would love to have real-life particle effects, by the way, but so that part of it is a bit better than real life, indeed.
Anyway,
I guess fireworks are like real-world life particle effects. Oh my goodness, I think these are showstoppers. This is a tipo Earth, right?
Yes. It doesn't have all the final VFX on it, but these are some of the NFT artworks that you actually get. So when you capture the character, right, we are now currently, this isn't final. We're just showing you some of the work Dimitri's been doing on the NFT artwork. But obviously, we said from the very start that the NFTs were the core of the game. People need to be proud of slowly building out their team. And in order to do that, the NFTs need to be the best art-wise.
Agreed. People are going to fall in love, and we've got even more for you guys. Here's an Atipo
Here's one
fire
big
variation.
Close to final.
Close to final. Okay, so help me understand, because if I'm just looking at this at a glance, it looks pretty freaking final to me, Grant. So what is it that takes
color
this
grading
to the finish line?
Yeah, color grading, slight animation tweaks. But that's about it. You know, so we got 185 of these to do, and these are the free-to-play NFTs. Right, so the idea was that the free-to-play characters were just as cool artistically, just as much effort went into them, so that when you play the game for free, you haven't spent a single cent on the game at all, you've still experienced that same, holy shit, like they've actually not scammed us here, like they've actually gone all in, even on the free-to-play stuff. And we hope that once people cross that free-to-play barrier, they're doing it not because they want to like earn money from the game, like other games have made the mistake of doing, but just because they really love the art and just want more of it. You can sit here and go on all day. Like 2 years ago when crypto was pumping, it's all about play to earn and all of this bullshit. At the end of the day, people are trading their time for fun. You know, they're investing their time. That time is the biggest thing people can invest. So if people are willing to invest hours and hours into the game, you have to reward them for that time. And the only way to do that is by making them enjoy that time. If they don't enjoy spending that time, well, then the game's going to tank and it's going to be shit. So
I agree. And I think the characters we are creating are memorable. My 5-year-old remembers the names of his favorite characters. Just tonight, he was playing with me. He was playing pretend video games with me, like we were pretending to play video games. And he always remembers Ramfire, Scoriox, Atlas, and Axodon. And he like wants to pretend. He can't even play the game. He wants to pretend that he's playing with them in an imagination. Like, if you can get a 5-year-old to remember your characters, he can barely remember Pokemon. Like, he can remember these characters, though. So I think we've done a good job of creating characters that are unique and iconic, and also that have that cutie appeal, like we just saw. So I'm really glad that we have a wide range of characters, not just hyper-aggressive ones, but ones that will appeal to women or people that want cute characters as well. I love that variety that we're providing there.
Always part of the plan, right? Obviously, the core motivation behind creating these characters was tapping into an older Pokemon crowd, but you needed to have the diversity there so that 5-year-olds want to play it. You know, girls want to play it. Yeah, there's a huge part of the Pokemon community that's just women. You know, it's not just a guy's IP. You know, it's very evenly divided. So
it is. I mean, that's why it's the most valuable intellectual property in the world, is that it has global appeal with everybody, young and old. Speaking of global appeal and cuties here, you know,
plushies.
Come on. This is a stage 2 plushie. We showed you guys the Atlas one. Here's the stage 2 version. Come on.
And I love this team, right? No one said to Arthur, "Hey man, can you go like create some plushie designs for us?" No one said anything to him. He just one day he just goes, "Hey, in my spare time."
He just made it.
Yeah, in my spare time, I just want to create. And then he's made like 8 of them. So he runs through, he creates like fur inside of ZBrush, exports it out, renders it. That's why it's a little bit glitchy. He's not rendering every frame.
Sure,
but how cool is that? Like, the team is motivated enough where they're willing to do cool stuff like this.
Man, I want to grab this one. I want to buy this one for my son today. Like, he will just go bananas for that. That's hot. Just love that. I love that design. Okay, there's a really cool audio bit. Let me turn the music down here. A cool audio bit in this demonstration. It's like a chime whenever we're shooting each of these crystal ice pillars. Is each one going to have like different harmonics or something?
I think it does. Is this the same video over and over?
It is the same video over and over again. It's looping.
It should. When I played it, it was longer than this.
Yeah, sorry, it's looping, so I'm not sure
Weird.
what to tell you.
Okay, maybe I'm just remembering wrong because it was
It's
early.
okay. Well,
Or
we
he
can get a
made
longer
like,
version later.
yeah.
But
Maybe I sent the wrong video. I think he sent a couple. I figured they were just the same thing. There was another video where he actually shoots multiple, and they do have different chimes.
wow, it's musical. It's like
Just part of the
musically
overworld.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of the overworld in Crimson Waste. So there are different areas in each region that need this extra love and attention to detail. And it's exciting to know that it's not just all the same, but it's going to take us some time to integrate the lore elements into stuff like this and have achievements in the game. But we'll get there.
Got it. Very cool. Very, just very distinctive with the sound and the look and the cavern. We have Drop Bear Stage 2 with an attack sequence. Look at that. I don't know whether to love or to fear, or I have feelings of both here. There's cute and ferocious happening at the same time with this animation.
Can you play a
little
melody?
bit uncoordinated. Drop Bear is at Stage 2, making it a little bit more adorable and lovable. I like it.
So Artemis was saying, can you play a melody to unlock a hidden path? Well, you're getting the idea, but that's not implemented in the current beta yet.
Oh man, like I mean, we're not making promises, but Ocarina of Time immediately comes to mind. Unlocking content through music. No game is more iconic than Ocarina of Time in terms of that. All right.
The Fur Pass. God.
So this
might be a first.
This is Drop Bear Stage 3, and you're saying Fur Pass. That's the groom effect, essentially, that people can toggle on and off here.
Detail. So beautiful.
This is a koala from hell. I agree with that. Japan Carbon. With a heart, of course. Look at that face with the little teeth coming over. Very cool. Such an original character. I got to see real life koalas when I came to Australia, man. They were unbelievably cute. I was like geeking out over them. That one right there, though.
It's not the koalas you can see, it's the ones you can't see that you need to worry about.
Ah, I see. All right, so here we have a fallen star. I don't know. I'm looking at the file name here.
So these are polishing details to Illuvium 0, but I don't think these are for the beta. Once again, Illuvium 0 is in QA testing right now, and it's going through its, like, art-wise, we're good with Illuvium 0 now. We've just got, to get the game published and in people's hands, it just goes through that final phase of testing and bug fixing and stuff like that. So it's just got to be patient, but
so what are we looking at here? This is in Unreal.
Yeah, so one of the issues, right, when you've got a bunch of plants and grass systems is that in most games, the grass you'll find overlaps objects and it ends up sticking through plants and things like that. It just breaks the immersion a little bit when you can see one model going through another. Now, we don't have to do this, but if you're going to go AAA, this is the type of stuff you want to do. You don't want people to take a screenshot that looks amazing but have it ruined because two plants are intersecting each other and it looks stupid. So these are super, super small details, but they do make a big difference in the end because no matter where the art team places assets now, if they're a foliage actor, it won't intersect with the grass underneath, which I think is incredible.
I like it. Just further detail, further quality. But that's the thing is, if that's what's setting us apart from other projects in the space, and that's what's going to continue to set us apart over the next 5 to 10 years. So we need to double down on that quality. Where is this water even coming from here? The physics don't make sense, Grant, but it's gorgeous and I love it.
So Abyssal Basin, the whole level is one giant pump. So water comes in from the ocean and gets pumped up through the giant plants in the background. and then falls and creates a flowing river that gets sucked down a whirlpool in one of the hero planets in the level. So you're basically seeing like a giant interconnected pump system, and maybe there's some kind of underground giant root system causing that, but it's just other lore stuff.
We don't want to say too much about the lore. I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there, maybe there's not.
Yep.
And this is showing plant physics and interactivity between...
Yeah, well, because there's so many varied plants in the game, each plant requires different levels of interaction. So you can see these ones aren't as interactive as, say, the giant lily ones that you can jump on and stuff. But still, everything needs to feel like you're interacting with it, from the biggest to the smallest plant. I did say it was coming. So this is, you know, as she lands on that plant, that's a more complex physics setup. And all these smaller bushes and things like that, we use a simpler physics system where she can actually intersect us to a certain degree. But you feel like you're in the environment. The immersion is there. And without that, the world, to me, just feels static. I know I've said it a million times now, and all I can do is just hope that the community appreciates that we have gone to this level of what Crisis did. You know, we're trying to like spiritually ascend beyond what Crisis did, even though it's been like, how long now? 15 years, 16 years, crazy.
Well, I mean, if you're going to have to grind these and clear these overworld regions over and over and over again, you want to have that variety and that interactivity. Otherwise, the grind is going to get boring pretty quick. So this is just more, just showing off more of what you were talking about earlier from Abyssal, correct?
We have a spline-based waterfall system, so that the
What does that mean? I'm sorry, spline-based?
Well, see how it follows 3 lines there? It goes down, left, and then down. So all the developer needs to do to make this effect is just draw the spline with those points, and wherever they move those points in space, the waterfall will follow. At each intersection, it does the little mini VFX. They're called blueprints in Unreal Engine. And any AAA game, Call of Duty, Star Wars, Battlefront, whatever, they all have really complex systems required that are procedural so that you can use them everywhere. Because obviously we've got, 30 or 40 of those plants in the game. You can't just have the waterfall in the exact same place every time. So those are the details we have to go to. Each plant has its own custom waterfall setup.
Understood. Multiple shots of these waterfalls showing off the physics and how beautiful they look. Unfinished, of course, everybody. Just showing off the physics here in this system that Grant is talking about.
7 regions, man. It's crazy.
It's your masterpiece, man.
It's not mine. It's the team's masterpiece.
The team's masterpiece. Right. I understand. You're representing the team here. Monkey Empath, Stage 2 Omega ability. Beating that chest. I believe we have some monkey... there's no sound on this, but we do have one on the battle board. A couple animations coming up for people to see and hear that in action. So, just showing it in all of its... Here we go.
Yeah, launching his ultimate.
Dude, the audio is so cool.
You can see the mud, slight mud, because he's earth.
This is just the 3 varieties of Omega ability variation. So it's not just one Omega, it's multiple variations. So cool. I love the audio here. Yeah, so Glue9 says so sick. Totally agree. This is one of my favorite audio from this set of leaks. Very cool. Let's move on. Monkey Fighter. Signature animation right here. And look at that. I mean, it reminds me of like a Street Fighter uppercut. Tiger uppercut. Very nice. Okay, so what are we showing off here with this rotating model?
So we've been working, or Glow Studios has been working on our next cinematic with Cyrus, our writer. And this is one of the characters you're going to see as part of the lore in the game. Is he good? Is he bad? No one knows. But this is inside of Unreal Engine. And this is another character that's part of the lore and the story of the game. Very cool. You know, we've
Not
gone so long without telling anyone lore or character roles or anything like that. So it's kind of just like it doesn't exist to the community even, but it is there, you know. Very cool
Indeed.
for in-game. Very cool. The detail. And the Osiris Stage 3 Terrorbird. Yannick has finalized the texturing.
Why is this known as Terrorbird? What is so terrifying here?
I think it was like a prehistoric, like from after the dinosaurs went extinct, and this was one of the earlier birds. I'm not sure the exact time frame from memory. I remember looking it up, but yeah, it's like a prehistoric bird, I believe.
Got it.
That we based this character off of.
Prehistoric birds are basically raptors. They will kill you. So, yeah, that's, yeah. They are terrifying.
Actually went to the Australian Museum the other day and saw all the transitional fossils between dinosaurs and birds. It's pretty crazy.
That's cool. Yeah, it's eye-opening when you look at them through that lens, and also when you see more realistic renders of dinosaurs on like TV shows and what have you that have the feathers intact. It makes it a lot more clear, the similarities in movement and what have you. We're looking at taunt animations and different animations here with Terrorbird, everybody.
Yeah. No feathers on this one, obviously, but we're just showing you the animation. Stage 2, I believe that one is.
That was stage 2, and this is stage 2 walking animation?
Stage 1 is so cute, too.
Look at those feet down there. Speaking of dinosaurs, see the feet down there at the bottom? Do those not look exactly like the raptor feet from Jurassic Park? Those claws tear you open, man. Terrifying. All right, we have a few more animations left.
Oh, this one is the no sound one. Sorry.
Yeah, this one has no sound. Yeah.
Yeah. We can skip this one.
Okay, no problem. This one also has no sound.
Yeah, I think I sent you earlier in the week, and then we got updated sounds, and I've just resent the same thing.
Yeah, everybody gets to see it from a different angle, though. We'll show it to them. There you go. Just more leaks. Look, Grant just collects up all this creative from the team to share with you guys. So we just he shares it all. This dust storm here.
Ignis has been working on this one. As the storm gets denser, the larger rocks appear and rolling along the floor and stuff like that. Sound isn't implemented for this yet, but very cool in Crimson Waste.
Yeah, and I remember playing Crimson Waste, and when you go out in the desert, in the version I played, it was relatively empty out there, and it felt barren. Obviously, it should be barren, but it should be foreboding and dangerous feeling and discouraging you from going out in the open, right? And this animation definitely does that.
In this beta, right, like to implement stuff like these storm systems, it doesn't just magically happen. Someone has to make a bounding box that determines how dense the storm is, and that hasn't been properly optimized yet. So there are areas up on the surface that aren't storming where they should be, and where it is storming where it shouldn't be. So all of that polish happens over time, but we've got the foundation there to do those tweaks.
Very cool. I love seeing this progress right here. This makes this region feel, just feel more, so much more complete. There's not just mist in the background. I mean, you can barely see what's coming up ahead. I mean, it would be really cool too if the rocks and what have you did damage to you over time. But I don't know how the hazards will impact, other than the visual. But so cool. So
imagine if we dropped this back in that first trailer that everyone was freaking out about. It was like three seconds of in-game in Brightland Steps. How times change.
Well,
I'm going to get lost in the sandstorm. That's the idea.
Well, 99.9% of people that will discover Illuvium have yet to see anything Illuvium. And so this will all be a part of what mainstream gamers end up seeing. That will be impressive to them, hopefully. Awesome. That's all the video leaks. But guys, we've got over 30 images we want to share with you. Grant, do you need to take a quick break here? If
I'm
so,
good.
I can.
I'm good.
Okay. You're good? All right,
The
perfect.
leaks continue.
Let the leaks continue. Okay, well, I just want to remind everyone then, I'm not going to subject you guys to the Illuvitars trailer again. I just want to remind you, if you have not already signed up for Illuvitars, this is your chance. Go to illuvium.io/Illuvitars, enter your email, and just make sure you're going to get notified on everything you need to know to purchase your Illuvitar and to be there during our sales, to understand any promotional Illuvitars that are coming out, and just make sure that you don't miss out on these completely customizable and mind-bendingly awesome Illuvitars that we're going to be offering you guys. Speaking of which, yeah, we've got some Illuvitars right here. Yeah. So this is just a really cool grid of just beautiful designs. Are these just new, fresh designs and new variations we wanted to show off, or is there something more interesting here?
Well, I think Roger realized that the backgrounds we originally had weren't as popping as the actual artworks themselves, and so they reworked some of the backgrounds for the Illuvitars.
Mm-hmm.
So these next two were just showcasing those updated backgrounds.
Got it. The updated backgrounds are really cool. Look at the sparkle in these backgrounds. I mean,
it's just without a doubt the most effort artistically that's gone into any NFT PFP kind of like, you know, Bored Ape style collection ever, by far.
I agree. I'm going to be collecting like crazy with these. Just why? I don't care if it appreciates in value, if it goes to zero. I just want to have them. Like, I just want to collect them because I like them. Mission accomplished. Like, that's what we need to be doing here at Illuvium. It doesn't matter if it goes up in value. You just want it. Love it. We have some more designs to show everyone as well. The deal. So look at those deal with it sunglasses with the pipe. Like, this is such a bananas. Look at the earring.
Over the top. But you got to hand it to the team. You know, we've got some of the best illustrators in the world who've been doing this stuff. We cut no corners. Took our time. Everything's done custom. Everything's had polish done to it. Nothing was like that bow tie. You could any other profile NFT bullshit sale could have just thrown it in, but it's probably gone through 3 rounds of revision to make sure it works on all of them properly. You know, it's such a mammoth project now. It's been being worked on for a year. Once again, though, the wait is always worth it.
Indeed it is. Thank you to everybody in the community who has been patient with Illuvitars. We promise when we deliver, we're going to deliver the best possible product. That's what we do here. Okay, here's Creepy Koala again. Look, he's just like, look at his empty eyes staring directly into your soul. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and seeing that at the end of your bed, bro.
Scary.
Very cool.
It's one of the most powerful characters in the game too, and very rare.
Just another Illuvitar.
Manic Box, another dust character, one of the few dust characters in the game. Very cool.
Dust, you said. What's unique about Dust? I'm not familiar with Dust.
Neither am I. I think there's only 2 dust characters in this first launch.
Okay, got it. I just learned that there are dust characters, so indeed they are rare. That's pretty cool. All right, very nice. I assume that that's a hybrid synergy or a complex synergy.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Got it. It's not a primary synergy. It's a composite synergy. It was the word I was looking for. Composite. Okay, what are we looking at here? It appears that there's hairs on the model. Help me understand this.
Slapping. So these are the groom trails that Maria has been working on. So you need to, as an artist, set the points on the groom and then dictate the fur's direction by hand painting the direction in. And this is just one of the work in progress shots of her doing that. Fur is one of the final things that we do on a character. VFX and sounds get worked on while the fur is being worked on. So slapping is nearly done and integrated into the game. You know, I'm sure in the next, I'd say, 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to start seeing updated in-game shots of these characters in the game. and they're not going into the Overworld beta yet. But obviously, for the next auto battle beta, we want to add in all of the characters in the game. All 185 base characters will be there.
Understood. What are we looking at here? There's a note that says...
So,
yeah, help me understand.
We've been doing testing. A lot of people are asking, right, like, when's the mobile game coming? So we have a studio at the moment doing conversions on a few hero characters to determine exactly how long it's going to take, or, you know, a ballpark estimate for how long the mobile game is going to take. And you're seeing in this Archie character what it would look like, the asset on the mobile. So on PC, with all the graphics cranked up, you can do whatever, basically, you know, make it look amazing. On the mobile, we don't get away with that same level of detail. You can see like the claws, the flippers. Now it starts to look a little bit more 1990s. But remember, on a phone screen, the character is going to be very small. But we are now in the process of converting things to mobile. So as soon as we finalize this testing phase with the studio we're working with and we confirm that's all good, we'll start sharing updates on the mobile game's progression as well. So
you guys heard it here first. Update on mobile versions of Illuvium. A bunch of people have asked that question. Will we have mobile versions? Yes. Yes, we will. We're working on it. No promises on timeline. Obviously, we need to be on mobile. The majority of gamers and the majority of revenue in the gaming industry is obviously on mobile devices. We are well aware of that, and we understand that Illuvium's community is a global community, which means that we need to be on the mobile platform to reach the masses. Thank you for that update, Grant. More Terror Bird. Ah, this one was gorgeous. Can you give me some context on this?
This is Bulldozer. This is the Stage 3 Caribou, which is, I believe, the Philippines national animal. God, I was... It's the Philippines, yeah? Maybe someone can confirm that.
I'm going to Google it right now. Are you Googling it?
I'm not Googling it. You'd hear the typing, but... You know, there's 185 characters, remembering all of the little intricacies.
Yes, I just Googled it. The Philippines national animal is indeed the caribou. That is correct.
Yeah, there we go. So we obviously knew that...
Mango is the national fruit. Another fun fact for you.
There you go. Well, we realized early on that the Axie community was absolutely huge. Their game probably wasn't going to survive forever, but clearly there's a very large part of the ecosystem playing games there. They were playing what was previously known as play-to-earn games. We wanted to impress that community by making a really powerful character that represented their national animal and give them something to grind for as well. You know, like we've got my brothers and I are Australian. We wanted to put in some Australian characters. So we were just trying to, we know what that's like. You know, we've got an Australian character in the game. We're going to want to catch that character more just because you have a close tie to it. So for that giant community, we wanted another animal.
Absolutely. National pride connecting with the lore of nations is a classic strategy for game developers to use. Especially, I've seen how many countless games I've seen with Japanese and Chinese lore, ancient lore, tied into the characters. I can't show them all. The image is not high resolution enough, but we've got infinity gems here. So these are just the gem icons for the game. Got it.
So most people don't realize, because we haven't shared a lot of it, a large part of the game is crafting, right? You don't just start the game with stage 3 jetpacks and boots and guns and weapons and items for the drone to improve its capacity. All of those things you need to build from harvesting resources in the overworld. Now, you're probably going to find that harvesting process at the moment is too simple. That is something that we're planning to overhaul in the long run. But like I said, a large part of the game is grinding out to, you know, there's so many different gems, ores, minerals. If you don't have the exact thing to make a certain weapon, but you're close, that's where the marketplace comes in, and you can trade things that you do have excess of to get things that you don't, so that you can craft those weapons.
Got it. Just showing, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit more for you guys. I broke this image up into 2 pieces so people could check them out. Gems and infused gems. So on the left, you're going to see regular gems, and then on the right, obviously, these are the infused gems.
Yeah.
With the sparklies.
The crafting UI and implementation right now is extremely rudimentary. That's something that we'll put a lot of focus on after this beta. You know, it's a major part of the game, and it's not in a place right now which I would consider isn't a good space, but we've got to start somewhere, and we're basically just trying to implement the fundamentals of that process. Artwork and then animations for when you fuse and craft items will come later, but we are getting there. Not all of these are final, by the way. Not all of these icons are final. These are just final for the beta.
Consumables, components, weapons. Do you guys see all the work that goes into making a video game and the vast amounts of art that are required? The number of art assets that are required just to communicate to you what is even happening in the game at a glance. It's remarkable. I love the weapon art, by the way. I mean, we've already been using a lot of this weapon art, of course, in Illuvium Arena beta. The weapon art is really solid.
It's one of the few things that I can say that I completed myself. So.
Oh, you created that art?
Yeah, I modeled them, rendered them.
Hey, how about that? I just gave you a compliment, Grant.
There you go. Very low res, but yeah, I remember doing those. It takes a long time to design out and make this stuff.
Indeed. You know what? Maybe takes a little bit less time, but is way more comfortable? This. Oh my God, look at that. Who does not want to have this pillow on their couch?
I've got a meme coming for next showcase, as people are going to love it. I'm not going to say what it is. I just thought of it then.
Okay.
You probably guess.
I probably can guess, yeah. Yep. Pillows, my friends. Are you one of those people that puts way too many pillows on your couch? Are you one of those people that, like, puts too many pillows on your bed? Like 12, 14 pillows on your bed. We understand. Even more. God, look at this one here, friends. Come on. Who doesn't love it? Very good.
Stage 1 pilot scene.
Awesome joke here.
These leaks are kind of soft. Not gonna lie.
That was the one I meant to pull up on. Yeah, these leaks are kind of soft. Not gonna lie. Very good.
You've even got the tis.
I got a new mixer, man. I got some cheesy sound effects on there. All right, we got to go into environments. Obviously, tons of work has been done here. Blockout and Crystal Shores, correct? Yeah. Just more blockout work, more updates. Right here, this is just art. I assume this is art the team has created to kind of help the folks that are blocking out understand what the look will be. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's reference art.
Yeah. Emil is nearly finished with the blockout for this level. He probably needs 3-4 more weeks, and then it will be done. And this is the last region that we're blocking out. After that, it's just all a race to do the high res for each region. We'll consolidate the team on each region, get them working on the next region that's coming out. Because once again, for the people that are new to the game, in the showcase, the idea was always to launch with 3 regions, and then as characters are being caught, introduce a new region that brings in new characters to the ecosystem and stuff like that. So gradually drip feed out the regions, which is similar to what Ark did early on as well. They made the main game with 1 biome, and then I think they implemented like a snow biome 6 months later. We won't take that long, but it's cool when you're playing a game and something gets a bit old and the studio's constantly pushing in fresh content to make it feel new again.
We have to. I mean, this is I don't want to use the term live service game because a lot of live service games are villainous and terrible for players, but it is. I mean, we're going to be constantly providing new content, new Illuvitars, new regions, working on more games, mobile version like we mentioned before. We've got to keep it fresh. What exactly am I looking at here, Grant?
Well, that previous image was from Tiger Boreal, and Onyx has been working on the high res update. And then we're doing little overpaints just to get it final. So now you can see we're not in a blockout phase. We're going to
I see.
high details, and we're probably going to need to scale this region down. It's so big. You know, we made the game too big.
Yeah, I was running around Sanctum Mesa today in the Overworld beta, and it took a long time to get to the buildings.
Yeah.
I was running a lot.
But you can skip. You can go to the map and skip that stuff.
Right. Personally, I like manually traversing in open world.
You don't want to break the immersion.
Yeah, like whenever I play Cyberpunk 2077, I don't do fast travel. I'm in a car. I'm walking. I like to enjoy the environments. What is this creepy looking black egg here?
Oh, this is from Shard Bluff. These are the plants. Once again, I think I showed in the previous leaks. Just more updates. We have like 8 or 9 variations of this plant because not all of the regions are this Avatar-esque forest of 50 variations of plants. In order to make certain regions feel unique, some of them need that variation, and then others need a more simplistic and minimalist look and feel to give that region a unique look. So outside of the harvestables, Shard Bluff doesn't have all these wacky ferns and bushes and shrubs and grasses. It's mostly just black rock, orange plants spewing out orange lava, and some funky lighting. A bit more of an ominous region in nighttime. But, you know, with 8 or 9, 10 variations of these plants, just figure I'd show some of the work that the team has been blasting out on these.
Indeed. It's always great to see that behind the scenes. Now, hold on a second. Are we... Okay, we're almost to rocks. Don't worry, everybody. We're almost to the rocks.
So Ramza, he said, I thought the game starts with only one region available and someone will unlock the portal to the next one. That's 100% true. When we go into open beta, someone will have to unlock the second and third region, but they're available, if you get what I mean. Like, we built them, they're ready to go. The fourth one will come, we'll say at this point in time, now it's unlockable, right? You have to find the unlock, the solution to unlock the fourth one when it's available. But to start those 3 regions, it'll start with just Crimson Waste. Someone will have to figure out how to unlock the next one. And hopefully what we do is, while the player base is massive, because in every game, doesn't matter how good or bad it is, the game starts with the user base up here, and after the first few weeks, it kind of tapers off a little bit. And we need to make sure that in that initial phase, things are exciting and fun for players, and we have as much evolution as possible.
Indeed. A lot of the really hot games on Twitch and what have you launched with a really solid product out the gate, and then no game plan for follow-up content for the next year. And then they dropped off a cliff.
They die off.
Yep.
Look, every game dies off, but some games have successfully rejuvenated the player base, and I think we just need to learn from that and understand what makes that happen. And I guess a large part of that is just introducing meaningful, big content to the game.
It is. I mean, it's a really simple equation. I used to do talks on this for game developers. It's a really simple equation. You need to have, obviously, regular content updates. It's one attribute. Games that have a rising player base have, of course. PvP. So there's infinite playability and infinite content that can be created. They need to be moddable. Obviously, we haven't talked about giving players the ability to mod, but having a modding scene is a huge factor. And then also having the ability to role play in the game. And so what all of that means is essentially giving content creators and players infinite tasks and infinite things to do over time. And if you can do that, then your game can be successful in a 10-year, 20-year timeline. And the ultimate video game, of course, is GTA 5, which combines all of those elements. PvP, regular updates, modding, and role-playing. And that's why GTA 5 is the ultimate video game, is because it has literally every attribute of a successful video game. Anyway, let's continue to look at These beautiful leaks. This one is
And
intriguing. This one is
isn't
just
it funny,
so
though?
cool looking.
Do you remember when GTA, like a month ago, had a large-scale leak, right? Where someone hacked
GTA
in
6, yeah.
and GTA 6 got leaked and they like very quickly shut it down. And here we are, like, sharing everything about the game in its unfinished, unfinalized state. You know, it's such a polarizing difference between studios. But
I agree. We have a totally different approach, but we're coming, you know, this is the new strategy. And if our game ends up garnering, you know, a player base, an active monthly player base of tens of millions of players at least, then I think the CMOs of the future and the marketing teams of the future and PR teams of the future in the gaming industry will look at us and understand that the strategy we're using right now worked. So hopefully it works. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. Tens of millions is a very large number. So I hope.
Monthly
All
actives.
we can do is
I'm not talking about downloads. I'm talking about monthly actives. If we can have tens of millions of monthly active players, we're in great shape, everybody. Seriously. I don't care about total downloads. I care about how many active players are enjoying.
I think it's good
VIP.
being skeptical at all times.
Yeah.
I'm not a marketing guy, so I'm just like, let's just make the best game we can and hope for the best.
Well, I'm just saying that's my personal goal. I
know.
I want to get this game
you're selling me, man.
10 million monthly active users. That's my personal goal, where I can like put that in my infinity gauntlet of my career as a marketer is helping Illuvium achieve that. There's a really, really cool asset here. I don't even know what it is. You got to help me understand this one, man. What is this thing?
So these are part of the lore in the game. I won't say anything about what they are or anything. Okay. They don't have a purpose now. We're building them out, but it's written the purpose, but it hasn't been implemented in the game yet. So these are the types of things that we need to do voice acting work for and implement achievements and stuff like that in the game. So it's not just running around the overworld harvesting and collecting characters. There is more to unlock, and these are just a part of it.
Got it. Grant, here comes the most exciting part of the show. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready? Yes, rocks. Let's effing go, my friends. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Here's the first one. Oh, snap. Craggy as hell. Look at this rock. Oh my God, girl. Oh my God, girl. Do you see this, everybody? Smash that like button if you like the rocks. Oh man, hold on. There's another angle here. Here they are from another angle. Oopsie, I went to the wrong scene. Here they are from another angle. Oh my God. Look at
this show has actually become fun. I can't believe it.
Oh, wow. Do you guys see all the angles on these rocks? Is it igneous? Is it sedimentary? Is it, I forgot the names of other types of rocks. Now, these are actually pretty cool. These vine rocks, I believe they're called.
From Brightland Steps, these are the tentacles that are consuming the entire region. So they eat the rocks.
They eat rocks. Wow.
Yeah, they like rocks more than you guys do.
Jeez. Look at this romance between this vine and this rock. It's almost pornographic. God, we just love rocks around here. Like Grant loves rocks so much. They made vines that eat rocks and actually love the rocks. They can't just have the rocks be... Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, dude. That's the second time someone said I sound oddly like Chris Hemsworth. It's just, I think people don't understand the Australian accent, because I hear him speak and then one of these, I don't sound anything like him. So.
I don't think you sound like Chris Hemsworth, but I think Americans have a hard time differentiating between New Zealand, Australia, UK, and they just can't understand the difference because they haven't traveled enough or listened to different accents enough.
A much more steroidy, deep voice. Like, hey mate, how you fucking going?
I think you look like Hemsworth, but you don't sound like him. How about that?
I'll take it.
Yeah,
He's Australian.
You better take it. He's like one of the best looking human males of all time. Even more rocks here, guys. Come on, give it up for the rocks. God, give it up for these rocks. Look at this guy down here. He loves the rocks. You love the rocks. We all love these rocks. Thank you.
He's got to be the last leak.
That was the last one. That was the last one. Yeah. We
save the best for last.
I'm so sorry. Rock Gang represent. Yes. Rock Gang in chat. There's a guild.
Say as Guardian.
Dude, rocks go so hard. So funny. They go so hard. Well, that's another episode of Illuvium Showcase in the Bank, Grant. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Thank you for dropping so many leaks. Did you want to share your bonus leaks today? You had a screen share going. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to show this off today, or do you want to hold off on that?
They're not. What I want to do is I want to do a showcase episode just before the Overworld beta launches, like maybe the night before. Maybe we can time it so that it's like hours before even, and just share some of the Overworld gameplay, just to give people a run through explaining what's to come as well, because obviously our community is pretty close-knit now. Most of the people are in the beta. They know what's going on. We're not just releasing the Overworld beta to 200,000 random people out in the mainstream gaming world, but because we are releasing so early on and it's basically early access, I think it'd be good to just do one last run-through of what's planned at each part of the Overworld, so that as you guys are playing, you're still enjoying it, but you know the end scope that we have in plan and store for you.
I agree. I agree. I think we should definitely do an Overworld live stream event and just go through, enjoy the content with everybody else, and just give everybody a full preview. 100%. We'll schedule that. We'll make that happen. Grant, thank you for being so leaky. Thank you for all of the rocks. And thank you for... I don't know. I don't know what time to pick. That's going to be good for you, man. So we're going to keep doing the nighttime streams so folks, at least in Australia and in the Asia Pacific region, can enjoy the show live. So I'm gonna boot you out, buddy. Any final words?
No, I'm good, man. Thanks for the stream.
All right, dude. Sounds good. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching Illuvium Showcase. We'll be back at the exact same time next week. Tomorrow, I've got Illuvitars as well, with some fantastic industry professionals actually creating and running some of the largest games in Web3 right now. Gonna pick their brain about what's working in Web3 for them, and hopefully get some great ideas that we can bring into the Illuvium community. That's gonna be super fun. See you in the next one, everybody, and just enjoy some of this original soundtrack music here on the way out. Adios, everybody.